The man had just crawled into a tree hollow, but the next moment he appeared hundreds of meters away. However, his body was tightly wedged between the walls. Due to the intense pressure inside, it was estimated that he would not survive much longer. He never imagined that his plan to escape the town would be uncovered by the monster. This scene was witnessed by the sheriff, who decided to end the man's suffering prematurely. However, before the sheriff could draw his gun, the man's body began bleeding profusely, and in the blink of an eye, he had become a lifeless corpse. Clearly, this encounter was the monster's warning. Not everyone could leave the town so easily. The hope of escaping through the teleportation tree had once again been shattered, plunging the residents into panic once more. However, as the person who had lived in the town the longest, Victor knew he couldn't just wait to die. So he decided to take another risk and venture into the monster's cave to search for clues. This plan was witnessed by his father, who did not want to see his son risking his life alone, so he suggested they go together. Reluctantly, Victor agreed to his father's request. However, the condition was that they must remain completely silent, as they might awaken the sleeping monster. But once they entered the cave, strange things began to happen. The cave, which had been filled with the monster's belongings, was now completely empty. Despite his father's urgent pleas for Victor to return the way they came, he refused to give up and decided to venture further into the depths. However, the cave began to grow increasingly narrow, and the tools they had used to mark their way were running out. Fortunately, Victor discovered an exit and was certain that if they could make it through, they would find what they were looking for. Sure enough, after the two passed through the cave entrance, they found the table filled with clutter. But just as he picked up the doll and prepared to leave, the father saw his wife's belongings, and in his shock, he couldn't control his emotions, accidentally alerting the monster. Immediately, a warning sound
Victor,
echoed around them.
if you keep coming down here, one of these days, we'll make you stay.
The sleeping monster beside them also began to awaken, and the two were so frightened that they rushed out. Fortunately, the monster did not chase after them, and soon the two reached a safe place. However, the father was still shaken, and Victor comforted him, saying that this was his secret base, where he used to hide whenever he was afraid. Now that he had found the doll, there must be a way to save the residents here, but the father thought it was just an ordinary toy. How could it possibly fight those terrifying monsters?
I heard him tell Christopher a story about this place once, and we have to make him tell it again.
While the two were searching for a way to make the doll speak, an unexpected incident occurred on Tabitha's side. She had simply wanted to return to her room to rest, but several strange children appeared around her, constantly chanting mysterious incantations, as if they had mistaken Tabitha for a lifeline. Fortunately, her son arrived in time to pull Tabitha back from the illusion. Since she returned to the town, the illusions had been appearing more frequently. To understand the situation, Tabitha went to Jed's house. He also frequently saw illusions and would draw everything he saw. However, one of the drawings left Tabitha speechless. It was the ruins Jed had seen in the forest.